Welcome back to the Book of Flinn, everyone. I'm your captain, Vinzer. So it's been a pretty quiet week as I've been getting work done on many projects, so I've been binge-watching some shows as I do that. I'm glad I've been watching a fair amount of Star Trek lately to offset the horrible natures of the crime and intrigue shows I've been absorbing. I just did 3 seasons of Succession with Brian Cox, which is about a fucking horrible right-wing media mogul and his awful kids and all the fucking over each other they do. It's sort of Suits meets Mad Men meets House of Cards, and there's not a single fucking redeemable character in the whole thing. I'm basically watching it and rooting for them to fail the entire time. Kieran Culkin plays one of the kids, and while the character is a horrible person, he plays it really well, and he's consistently entertaining. He's very funny. The other one I just went all the way through, and I'm now waiting the second half of the 4th season, is Ozark with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney, which is a great crime drama about money laundering and drug cartels. And again, barely a redeemable soul to be found in this sea of fuckers, although the Ruth Langmore character is the one I keep rooting for because she's tough as fuck and takes no shit. Both really good bingeable shows. Next on my watch list, I think, is going to be to catch up on Our Flag Means Death, because anything with Rhys Darby and Taika Waititi, count me the fuck in. Also going to give the Halo show a shot, although I hear it's pretty divisive to people that watch the show in the game, but I'm going to give that a shot. And of course, Moon Knight, and going to play catch up on a few other comic properties like Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, The Batman, and at long last, Spider-Man No Way Home. The watch list never ends, so if you got anything good for me to add, let me know. And now to Picard Episode 5 with our favorite elven mercenary and Star Trek expert, Jenny. Let's go. Hi.
Hi.
So what's up? How'd your live go today?
It was good. It was good. I went for like an hour and a half.
Yeah? What are you working on?
I'm working on it's sort of dark over there, but the Hobbits.
Oh, cool.
I've been working on Frodo's face for like weeks.
Yeah?
Well, because I'm only doing it during the live right now, so it's.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So it is, except it's taking forever. And I'm always like, today I'm gonna finish it this time, definitely. And then I'm like, I didn't finish it. Sorry.
That's okay. That don't matter. People enjoy it. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's your like Bob Ross painting every week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tune in.
Exactly.
Or painting with Daryl. Remember that?
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall?
I did not remember that.
Raina and I are doing a complete Kids in the Hall rewatch, but we're getting the ideas we get ripped beforehand, which is making revisiting Kids in the Hall.
Oh my
I just
God.
really appreciate just completely how fucking fucked and genius their comedy was.
Really?
We haven't gotten to Daryl yet. I can't wait now. And he was painting with drill, and he was on like public access TV, and it had another Canadian comedian, his name escapes me, but he was the cameraman, who's completely disinterested. He's obviously just there letting the clock run out.
Oh my God.
And McKinney says something like, "Oh, what did you say about our lovers last week, Frank, whatever?" And he's like, "I said they look fucked," or something like that. And that's where he paints the tumor on the guy's head to give it an air of tragedy.
What else? Oh, it's awesome. Because I don't have to use my whiteboard anymore for like classes because I'm teaching in a different spot. So I have like pictures and stuff on it. And I've got that one.
Oh yeah, HalCon 2010. Oh my God.
Yeah. I found the actual photo.
I got it on here somewhere, I think.
I love it.
Jeez. I wonder if there'll be a HalCon this year.
I sure hope so. I really hope so.
I hope so too. I mean, at the point now where I'm not going to kind of complain if it doesn't happen. It's just going to be like, yeah, we'll go with the flow. But I don't know. It'll be great if it does, because I really would like to get a table and try to sell some helmets.
Yeah.
Maybe figure out a way to do that and still do some MHA table stuff. Although I got to say, like, I don't know, this pandemic has changed us in ways that we have yet to understand. It's like those fucking energy vampires that come to the table and waste my time talking about stuff. And it's just like, what if I just went, I don't give a fuck, and just stopped talking to them like, well, that Vincer's really rude, Like, I'm like, I don't care what you think, Like, fuck, you're not going to do this project. You're wasting my time. Fuck off. Oh, I'm getting old.
Mm-hmm. We call them booth barnacles.
I love that. I'm writing that down. Booth barnacles.
You're just like, I can't even scrape it off. It's like...
I had so much fun at the last D&D session, by the way. I have to say that again.
You knew I did.
Yeah, everyone's having a fun time. That's all I care about.
Oh,
And
I love it.
it feels like the old but the new.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, it really, really does. Megan is doing so awesome. And I know she's so, like...
I know, she's got
like
her own worst critic.
She's always like, I know, like, I'm like, you're doing great.
She's doing great.
You're awesome. I love her.
I got something good in store for her character, and it's going to be quite big. Although, for all these weird character arc things I'm doing, I can't say anything for spoilers, but there's like a kill switch in it. So it built into everything. So if they say, oh, I'm really liking where this happened to my character, I have ways that it...
Right.
It's like, oh, it was just a magic trick or something, like there's always... But if they really like it, then we can run with it. So
right, exactly.
I got something pretty crazy in store for Megan, and she's going to freak the fuck out.
That's awesome.
Can't wait.
Oh, and I'm so excited that everyone's like pumped to...
Yeah, the energy's really
again.
there.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's not petering out or anything. It's like, let's keep playing.
Ooh, I plugged the podcast in live today.
Oh, did you? Cool, thanks.
I'm going to drop the link in the stories once the new episode, getting the lingo down,
I've deleted off, they're all archived on YouTube, but I've deleted off old episodes of Flinncast and Shit-Faced in Hyperspace. So I've only got 10 episodes in Podbean, but there's like 600 downloads, so it's completely out of whack. And I feel like I'm padding the thing. I'm not. I can't reset it. So
that's amazing.
Did you see this? Did you see the Strange New World trailer today? Looks pretty fun.
You know what? I realized right before we started, I realized it had dropped, and I don't know that I did see it yet, the whole thing.
Oh, well, go watch it if you want. It's pretty cool.
Is that okay if I just do for 1 sec?
Yeah.
I love how you're like, yes, fine, happy, and I'm like, I'm sorry,
She's making faces and swinging her fists around. That's probably a good sign.
That looks pretty awesome. I'm really excited to see what they do with the theme song music.
Yeah, always a question, eh? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen there? Some fans were saying, like, so what is this going to be? Is this going to be, is this Pike reminiscing? Like, because we know what happens to Pike or what's supposed to happen to him. Is this him reminiscing about all his adventures when he was still young? And because is his future fixed? I don't know. That's weird. So one of the characters they've been putting out featurettes all week. I've been avoiding them to kind of avoid spoilers.
Those I've seen some of those actually.
Okay, so Uhura's in it. So we got Uhura, which is really cool. I think that's great. And she's just starting out, and you see in the trailer that she's all excited about standing on something other than Earth.
Yeah,
so I dig that. I like this guy that's playing Spock. I like him. The only thing I'm not sure about is Pike's hair. What's going on with that hair? It's very...
It's like twice as big as it was before.
I mean, he looked very dashing and cool in Discovery.
I know.
But I don't know, he's got this fucking bouffant thing going.
I mean, it's a very, a giant helmet hair is kind of a Star Trek tradition in some cases. I don't know if that's... But then, I mean...
Someone posed the idea that style is totally cyclical, so maybe that hairstyle is just in style then, and they originally applied that to how the Enterprise D looks so 80s. It's all wall-to-wall carpet and it looks super comfy and shit, and it's like, well, it's not 80s, it's just that was just the aesthetic that came around at the time when that Enterprise, and I buy that. I'm like, cool, yeah, everyone decided we wanted pastels and wall-to-wall. Like, okay. Yeah.
And sweaters.
I thought it was fucking peak Enterprise myself. That was the most comfortable looking Enterprise. You walk around the halls in your bare feet and be great. It's like being in a hotel. That's what it always felt like. 80s hotel.
Absolutely. And just like the random little like corner, in the corridor where you've got a couple of seats and a plant, like.
Yeah. Couple seats. Yeah. Yeah, I love that part.
Oh, yeah. The D is like...
I was home for a long time. And then we went to the movies in Sydney in the 90s and they wrecked it. And we left traumatized.
I cried.
Yeah, it was the ship's a character unto itself. So when the ship gets destroyed, that's crushing.
Because they blew up the battle section and I was thinking, well, maybe they'll save the saucer somehow. Because I was already like sobbing, and then they started crashing the saucer, and like Data's like, oh shit, and everybody's laughing, and I'm like, no.
It's like, this is happening.
You know?
They thought they were going to have to destroy the E with the Borg, and they said we barely knew her, and it's just plenty of more letters than the alphabet. So that's the way to handle it right there. I like the E too, but it felt way more like a wartime ship. You know, it was all dark and cinematic, and yeah, something to be said for that 80s.
Yeah.
Comfy nostalgia look.
Mm-hmm. It was funny in Generations because it was the D bridge, but they just turned the lights off. You know?
Yeah, it's all about the lighting. It totally is. The darker means you're in a movie. And if it's a lens flare, it's a Kelvin timeline movie.
Yeah.
Which apparently they're doing a fourth one of?
Apparently. Yeah.
I want to know what they're going to do with Chekhov, because that nice young man that played him died young. So
yes. Well, and what's his face? There's a conflict, a scheduling conflict.
Carl Urban or Zachary Quinto?
Bones. Carl Urban, yeah.
I like him as McCoy. He's a good McCoy.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. Like in that first movie where Kirk sits down next to him and he just starts talking and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I may throw up. All I got left are my bones.
Oh god. I
like watching the old Star Trek ref tracks with DeForest Kelley because Maggie is so fucking hard on him. He's like, these bones, he's a bag of bones. Look at him. Well, you can't talk that way about him. He's a great man.
It's funny too, because he probably, it's like that, how old are people in old shows, he's probably 45.
Yeah, I know, right? Honest to God, if I looked up how old Bones was in Final Frontier, and I'm probably older now, that's... I don't think I need to know that.
No.
The fuck?
No. Oh my God.
All right, let's distract ourselves and we'll do some work.
Okay.
Okay. Picard episode 5, Fly Me to the Moon. All right, so Juice was, I hate to say it, but Juice was right, I think, about the Laris character is just taking on a form familiar or something, because she made very clear she's not Laris.
Yes.
And she didn't know what a Q was, so that answered my big question right away. What's a Q?
Yeah, exactly. I have that written down too.
Very important. A lot of good Q stuff in this episode. Mm-hmm. So her name's Talon, and she doesn't like time travelers. And we get introduced to Renee Picard.
Yes.
This is a cool twist. I really enjoyed this. I didn't see this coming at all, and it's really cool. An astronaut, apparently a child genius, and the connection to the Europa mission.
Called that.
Yeah, this is what I find interesting though, is it's a Europa mission, but they said that in the history she found life on Io.
Yeah.
Which is another moon of Jupiter. Europa is the ice world that's supposed to possibly have an ocean beneath it and could potentially have life. And Io is that really volcanic world. It's like 400 active volcanoes. So my big question is, all right, why is Q so interested? Is this life form they found have something directly to do with a Q? Is it a Q in a different form? Or is it like he's very interested in this particular event. And they gave us a lot to chew over in this episode, but still no real... We're still waiting for the big answers.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because from the Expanse, I'm so much more familiar with all of the various moons and asteroids and things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, it's a lot to think about. Once again, in this show, they're giving attention and descriptions and importance about mental health and depression and anxiety and talking about Renee struggling with her dark side and those doubts, and
that really hit home for me. And to hear Picard say in his voice depression can what it can do to a person, I was like, wow, they are finally, I don't know if they've really done mental health stuff in Star Trek before. At least if they have, it never hit home like this one did. This one felt more real, more raw. And I was like, great. And it's like Discovery is constantly breaking ground on stuff, like non-binary relationships. And now, okay, we're not afraid to talk about mental health. That's half the reason I started doing this little pod blog, I guess, to fucking just get the mental health shit out there. So for them to include it as such a big part of this show, that's huge. Fucking great. Loved it.
I loved it. And just like you say, I mean Picard just his reaction to it and giving it the understanding and the like gravity of what it is, you know, that it's not just like, oh, she's depressed or oh, she's, you know, it's like,
it wasn't dismissive at all. It was just the humanity of Picard comes through again. He just the heartfelt. You know, I love this when Talon's showing the recording of her therapy session. He's like, this is private. Like, he was very put out. But he knew he had to go along with it, but he stuck up for her a little bit.
I know. I love that.
What are you doing?
That was so genuine.
It was a very honest reaction. You know, well, you're watching a little too much.
So did you, when you heard the therapist's voice, did you know who it was?
Not right away, no. I mean, I saw the back of him and I thought, okay, maybe, but no, honestly, the Jovan accent he was doing, I didn't pick it up right away. It became apparent quickly, but I was like, no. Mm-hmm. But that's very interesting. This is Q's down amongst the mortals, manipulating things like a fucking supervillain or something. This is very out of character for him.
Really weird, right? Like,
yeah.
I actually wrote down at one point, I'm imagining you like taking the bus around or something, like because he's getting around the city, you know, and he's doing all this stuff and he's getting into places he's not supposed to be. But I mean, it seems like his powers are not working. Yeah,
or he says, what did he say? He's aware of limitations. So it feels like he's not quite powerless.
Yes.
But it feels like maybe the big stuff isn't working anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why he has to be down here, you know, on Earth, pulling strings, I guess.
Yeah, instead of just sort of like knocking over a domino, it's like he has to be like orchestrating more.
At one point, going back to the Watcher thing for a second, Picard once again makes a reference to Kirk's Enterprise and Gary 7, which I thought, I always like it when they kind of tie things in with the original series. It's just something nice about it. He's from the next generation, right? So it's always kind of nice when they connect up like that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, hang on. Okay, supervisors, Gary 7, depression, Europa. Okay, Q. I mean, there's a lot because he's kind of like he's like in two chunks of this episode.
Yeah, with Adam Soong and his daughter. It occurs to me that with the way Data's daughter looks, that when Data created Lal and TNG, it was still pretty close physically.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a kind of a template they're keeping in mind for Data, the Soong family. I mean, obviously it's Brent Spiner over and over and over again, but with the daughters, there's a weird consistency that's going on, and now we're going back into the history of that.
Definitely.
Which is kind of cool. But yeah, so Q. Did you notice the cure he gave Soong at first? It was literally in like a bullet. It looked like a magic bullet cure. I was like, that's like a literal metaphor or something. So that was kind of cool. So did he make that happen, or did he pull someone's strings to make that happen? Like, what are Q's resources? What are the extents of his powers here? Is anybody helping him? Like, I must know.
Yeah, like did he just pop that out of thin air, or was that like where would he have gotten that? I very much liked the introduction of Adam Soong.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about another fucking Soong, but I like this guy. He's driven. He's a little angry. He said the F word to Q. I'm like, wow, that's weird to hear that coming out of Brent Spiner, for one thing.
I know. I actually said that Spiner gets the F-bomb.
Yeah. Like, we got almost already, we've become a little used to them cursing in Star Trek a little bit, but yeah, so when Brent Spiner dropped that one. I mean, what's next? LeVar Burton going to come in and call everyone a motherfucker? Like, I'd be there for that. I follow him on Twitter. He's delightful.
Oh my God, I know, right?
Sometimes I get up and first thing I see on Twitter is him going, "Happy Friday, y'all," or whatever, and I'm like, oh, what a lovely man.
I need to like pare my Twitter down to like just him and like 3 other people, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
just
my
a
God.
few TNG guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, which reminds me, I think Frakes directed this one. I'm not sure.
Did.
I did. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. But I noticed the other director, Leah Thompson, she had a speaking cameo in this with Soong, and I was like, hey, I know her.
Yep, that was awesome. And also in that scene, one of the other guys at the table is a Rozhenko.
Oh, no shit. Okay, I was going to ask that tonight, is if the other two people were cameos that I didn't get, so that is great. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. What else we got here? Oh, how about Q's, he hacks into Soong's computer, and I honestly didn't think that was Q at first because it didn't seem his style. But at the end, there's like a little emoji with a winky face, like look at your 3D printer, and I was like, oh my god, that's great. And then the business card. Now, how many nerds are going to have Q-style business cards like that soon? Which
yeah.
I'm for. I liked it. You looked at Q.
I liked that in that scene, he was basically trying to sell eugenics to this board. Because actually, did you see that? Did you see that far in Enterprise? Did you watch all of Enterprise?
I haven't. Yes, I got to where they had eugenics people, I think.
Right. Okay.
It's
yeah.
the latter part or most of season 4 I never got to, which I'm going to address.
Because that was Alton Soong, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remembered that because at the end when they got him in jail, he sits down and he's thinking maybe eugenics is the wrong way to go, maybe an artificial person, and they're like, oh, okay, there's Data's first pencil on paper there, or I guess lore.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone on Reddit not long ago he's like, I just get it, Data and lore, it's the same thing but expressed differently.
Oh my god!
It's like, yeah, I'm better late than never, buddy.
Oh, actually, Spiner dropped a line at one point, something about, well, now you're just teasing me with the Data.
yeah.
Which
I caught that too.
Because he didn't have to pronounce it that way.
Oh man, I think there might have been a minor Star Trek rebellion if Brent Spiner said Data in any character.
Right.
We've been through this with Pulaski. It's Data.
Exactly. Exactly. God, there's so much in this episode because there was 4 different stories happening, or 3 different. No, 4.
Yeah. Well, let's do Rios's escape from the fucking Homeland Security bus. Raffi and Seven, they found a way to EMP the bus, and Rios makes buddies with everyone on the bus right away. And someone on Reddit said this last week too, and I totally agree. If they made a Rios Stargazer show, I'd watch the shit out of it. I liked him to start with. He was Aramis in a Netflix Three Musketeers, so I'd seen him just before Picard season 1 come out, and I love the guy. He's great, so I could watch Rios do adventures all day. Fuck.
The Rios section, I wanted more, but I know that needed to happen to
yeah.
And we saw Raffi kind of
had to get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought she saw Elnor coming off the bus, so it speaks to just how fucking hard she's taken this kid's death. And yeah, Raffi, I liked her in the first season. I was a little neutral on her, but I'm completely sold on her character. I'm really invested in Raffi now. She's human. She's not perfect. She's always got her issues and shit. And I don't know. I find her a very authentic character, and I hope we see a lot more of her.
Me too.
Seven too, for that matter. She's come such a long way. And because this season, no Borg implants, right? So when they talk about the Borg later in the episode, and Seven says something like billions of lives might have something to say about that, you forget that she was part of that fucking horrible collective. The other storyline going on the fucking monster at Chateau Picard, this whole thing was like a fucking horror movie setup.
I literally wrote that down. Agnes is in a horror movie.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Borg Queen calls the cops. Fucking brings this poor sucker out, snatches him. The only thing I found hard to believe about that scene was that she found a working shotgun in the chateau that has theoretically been there for 70 years.
Yes.
We'll let it slide, but I was like, no way, some kid would have found that a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure. I actually was convinced that she was going to shoot the guy for whatever reason, that he was. Yeah, right? I was thinking, well, she's trying to, assimilate him or whatever.
I thought it was going to be very much Picard shooting the guy in First Contact to save him. He knew what it was like. He's like, yeah, I was doing him a favor. I thought exact same thing. Yeah. But no, she fucking blasts the Borg. And it looks like she's dead. It looked like she fucking killed her.
Yeah.
So that's huge, but not before. I mean, before that, there was all the tempting. She's obviously tempting Agnes, which is a little freaky. Like you could see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, like preying on her feeling lonely, which was so evil. It's like a person's lonely and they're going to exploit it like that. Like, oh my God, poor Agnes. But yeah, fucking nanobotted her up. So I think, I don't know. I think that's definitely her at the start of the season with the face mask on. I think Agnes is the new.
Yes. Right?
The new weird Borg queen. It's the next evolution of the Borg. That's exciting.
Very, very. Because, like, even just, because, yeah, somebody's got to get them home, right? If the Borg queen is actually dead,
now she's got the ability is within her. She will have to interface with the ship somehow. That's right. I can't wait to see where that goes. That's weird.
And especially because she's clearly, because we see her, like, with the Borg queen, like, hanging out Lucifer style in her head, you know? And that she's going to have to, like, that's going to be a conflict. She's going to have to fight her.
What else? A couple other random notes here. Soong's daughter, Corey, at one point asks, was my mother a good swimmer? And did you also think, I don't think there ever was a mother?
I thought the exact same thing, yep.
Do you think that that maybe she's like a clone baby or something like that?
Yeah.
I feel like that's because he when she asked that, Soong was like, he didn't really answer right away. He's just getting kind of a moment there. And the other note back at the horror movie was Talon's like, oh, can we trust your crew? And Picard's like, absolutely. And they're dragging a fucking dead cop out the back door.
I'm sure he's not dead.
I'm sure there's an explanation. And he wasn't. Was he?
Yeah.
No, she fixed him. She fixed him up. That's kind of scary. Run across Star Trek people and they just fuck up your memory for a day or two.
Right?
That's some Men in Black shit.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know. I very much appreciated Agnes saying, oh yeah, you know, I took like intro to antique coding.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, antique.
That was awesome. I like when they, you know, in various Star Treks where time travel is like a given.
Yeah.
You know, that it is a possibility and it can happen. And just when they talk about like learning about it at the academy and stuff, like this might happen, get ready, you know.
Yeah, it's happened before. Several troublesome captains. I related to that. I do like how Picard, when he was learning about Rene Picard, was saying how the history from our period is wildly inaccurate. And it,
oh my God, I missed that.
Yeah, the big question I had for this, after I watched this was, how is the Europa mission a bigger historical turning point than Zephram's contact with the Vulcans? Even if Renee's mission goes off, aren't we still facing World War III and complete societal collapse between now and Zephram Cochrane doing his thing? So how important is this event to still be relevant through all that war and shit that's going to destroy the world still? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if that's if she brings back the first sign of sentient life in the universe other than us, but yeah, the war still happened.
That's got to be, this IO discovery has got to be like the reawakening of the Q continuum or something. Like it's a pivotal moment they can't affect. And and in order to get Picard to make sure it happens, he presented him with this fascist future that he's got Picard working for him, but also for humanity too. So he's playing his games, but their interests are completely aligned. And I think that IOU discovery's got definitely Q continuum connections of great import.
There's definitely a Q thing happening. Like it's not just like I loved how he introduced himself to Adam Soong. He said, I am the evolution of stardust. I am the flutter of a butterfly. I am the destroyer. You know,
John Delancey, man.
He also, actually, another thing he said to Adam, was the only way to be truly free is to love nothing.
Yeah.
And how meaningless would that be?
Yeah, he had me in the first half there. Then he.
And I actually wrote down. I was like, so what does Q love?
Himself. That's why he's pulling all these strings.
Right?
Maybe some kind of weird paradox, like if he doesn't ensure this happens, then his powers start to fate is he's an old man. I don't know. It's all self-interest somehow. This fucking IO discovery is
right.
I want to know.
I'm very, very excited to learn more. Do you want to know more? Yes.
Yes. Click. But it's definitely self-interest, and whatever it is, he can't snap it away. He can't fix it.
Yeah.
And if this IO discovery is in fact maybe him in an early state or something, I don't know. I get the impression Q's been around forever, but maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's born of Earth, and the trials he keeps putting humanity on is because he sees himself in humanity and he can't stand it or something. I don't know. I'm just making shit up as I go at this point.
No. That's wild. That's awesome. Because I mean, we know that they procreate. Like they don't just
and there's more than one
out of nowhere. Right? Yeah.
Or they at least take individual bodies and seem to have individual personalities.
Yeah, exactly.
So what the Q, man? Like, I like theorizing about Q, though, because he's still such an unknown. He's as much as we know about him, there's still so much we don't know. Oh, so Agnes puts on her red dress and goes to the gala. I was looking at the crowd just in case there was some cameos snuck in there. I didn't see any. Did you see any rec? I didn't. I mean, maybe I was thinking maybe not so much actors, but maybe okay, this guy wrote episode 4. We got him at the gala, so I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Oh, geez.
I feel like it'd be a perfect chance to slip in a director or two, like they did with Leia Thompson earlier.
Yeah.
Right. There has to be somebody in there.
Yes.
Special effects supervisor. Something.
I'm wondering if the next episode, if Frakes will do 2 in a row. He probably does. He probably did. Just because the next episode seems to be like the caper.
Yeah.
Right? This was like the place setter, and the next up is the actual caper. And I mean, like he directed the caper episode in the previous season when they went to
right.
Freehold.
I want to see more Riker as an older guy, man. I loved him in the first one. It was so good.
Stop
yelling. I loved it.
Saying that, like, I like to just think about him saying that. Like, there's something about old Riker that I'm just, like, I could just follow him around and, like, eat his pizza and, like, he's just so nice.
But he gives it to you straight and tough, too. If you're fucking something up, he'll call you on and he'll help you through it. Like, Riker's a stand-up guy, I gotta say. And for all we know, when he did the stop yelling thing, it might have been maybe he was directing that. I think he did direct that episode, didn't he? And maybe the crew was being really loud, and he's like, "Stop yelling! We're about to shoot." I hope. One can hope.
Yeah. I actually saw a Riker appreciation thread, just online earlier today, and it was people saying like, "Man, he gets this bad rep as this womanizer. He's just he's super caring. He is worried about making them happy, and he's not just screwing them and taking off.
He just didn't like him because he's just handsome.
Exactly, right? And he had
a beard.
Yeah,
he's tall.
He meets Data, and at first he's like, "Oh, so you're like Pinocchio, huh?" And then within 5 minutes he's like, "Oh, you better not mess with my friend,"
But think about it. Riker's a guy. He ended up marrying Deanna. But there was a long time there Deanna and Worf were together, and Riker, he was cool about it. He wanted Deanna to be happy, and a lot of guys would not fucking do that. So,
absolutely.
Riker's a good guy.
Yeah.
That's why people like him. How dare he? He's handsome and tall and a beard. He's a commander. I like Riker.
Yeah. And he didn't take the captainship more than once. And, sometimes you just, you're like, I'm not ready to do that. Or I don't know what I want to do next. Or,
Listen, when you've got a comfortable
model.
80s themed starship with wall-to-wall carpeting and holodeck, I mean, I wouldn't want to leave that fucking palace either.
Right?
I could live on the D forever.
Yeah. You're the first officer.
Yeah, you got it made.
You're the first officer. You control everything. The captain's just like, go take care of that. And you're just like, okay.
You're the boss.
Yeah, seriously.
Right. Like, hey, Android, you got the con. I'm going to go play trombone or some shit.
Yeah.
And he played trombone. He played an instrument.
And 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is just the Riker appreciation episode.
I know.
He's not even in it. I do think I think they said they're going to do a third season of Picard. I don't think a fourth. I think Patrick Stewart said he'll keep making them as long as they want her to. But anyway, I think it's way past time that we see, an older Geordi, or I think Dr. Crusher is like no brainer. Get her in there, man. Her connection to Jean-Luc. Fucking let's get Gates McFadden in there.
Yeah, there's a "Where's Beverly" hashtag. Like people are like, "Where the hell is Beverly?"
Oh, I would love that.
And then I mean, there's some discussion about, because he's obviously, that there's been some talk about him not being able to commit generally, and and some people are like, "Hey, man, Beverly's smart." She was like, "This guy is never gonna get around to this."
New theory on the spot. What if through all this going to confront his past and him things about himself, what if Picard finds he can open up, I mean, ideally to Laris, but I mean, you never know. Maybe, he gets home and he's like, I should give Beverly a call. And just a quick cameo with her at the end. That'd be cool. It doesn't have to be a romantic thing, but it would be cool if he just reach out to his old friends.
Seriously, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Worf's cruising around on the Enterprise.
Is he? Is that what he's doing right now?
He was. No, I take that back. He was the captain of the Enterprise after Picard, though.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Data was dead.
Right. Oh, right. That was post when he was on DS9, right? Nemesis was post his run on DS9?
Yeah, I think it was mentioned in one of the books. I've read the prequel book to the first Picard season, but I haven't read the Picard. Or there's a Troy and Riker one, and then there's another one with Seven and Raffi that are both
canon. Okay.
Canon, I suppose. Yeah, I think they're officially.
Yeah, they got
sanctioned
offices of people whose job is just to keep the canon straight. Star Wars is the same way.
Yeah.
What a job, eh? Something comes across your desk and you're like, is this official or not? What a feeling of power, eh?
Yes.
Let's see here. I think we got through everything on my list, but I like how this has turned into another TNG appreciation episode, which I'll never get tired of.
I know.
Okay, here's a question.
Me too.
Me too. Other than
yes.
the guys we've already seen back and the main bridge crew, I mean, we all want to see Geordi, Worf, and them in the show. Who else from the TNG shows, guest star, whatever, would you like to see brought back in the current Picard timeline? I don't actually have an answer. I have to think about that, but
Barclay.
Oh, you're right. Totally, no brainer. Barclay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be great.
Barclay. I mean, we know Sonia Gomez is a captain on Lower Decks now. So that's awesome.
Right. Oh, I keep forgetting about the Lower Decks tie-ins. That's a good show.
I know. It's amazing. Have you watched Prodigy yet?
No, I haven't.
Because I haven't. I keep sort of saving it.
I'm almost through reason. Discovery. I'm on the last 4 or 5 episodes. So I'm almost. So I'll finish that. I'll add Prodigy to the list. Yeah, I kept hearing about it, but I didn't watch it yet. We're fucking spoiled. There's so much.
and here I am over here watching WKRP.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Can't beat the greats.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, so Strange New World's coming too, and fucking Kenobi at the end of May, so yeah.
Yeah. I love it. What a time. There are not good things about being alive right now, and then there are lots of actually really great things about being alive right now.
I'm still really liking Discovery. I like it a lot. Honestly, the thing that's bothered me about Discovery the whole time is the thing that still bothers me, and it's just such a minor fucking thing. It's just how tirelessly earnest Michael is all the time. It's like she's so fucking, I mean, she's a hero and everything, but it's just like she's like, I have to do this. Everything is the end. I mean, it kind of is, but everything is the end of the universe. I don't know, it tires me out a little.
I feel like this season, I mean, it's because they've thrown this extra level of conflict at her, but before that, I felt like she was a little bit more relaxed before things went to shit again.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do like her. I like her most when they start referencing her time with Book, when she was kind of on the underworld side of things. I like when they kind of reference that stuff with her. Mm-hmm. That's fine, which they did in the episode I just watched when they went to the hidden casino or whatever, and Washington had to hustle some guy. And
Oh,
I knew she was
guys.
hustling him too. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I like all the characters in Discovery, but I still don't feel like I know them as well as the TNG guys or.
Yeah.
We just didn't, I don't know. We had to learn them as we went as opposed to kind of getting them all right at the start, knowing who's who.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool for developing naturally, but I do like them all.
Me too.
A good show.
Yeah, me too. Almost every episode, something happens or somebody says something, and I'm like, like they get me every episode just because it isn't even necessarily like a story point, but it's just someone being good to somebody else, or like it's just
human. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
I mentioned that in one of my little fucking monologues a couple episodes ago. I did a quick review of what I'd seen of Discovery so far, and I'm like, here's me. I'm a completely straight fucking 40, almost 46-year-old white male. I see all these the relationship with Stamets and Culper, and I'm just like, oh, my heart. I love these two gay men, but a lot of guys my age aren't cool about that shit, and they should be. And I'm like, and then with Gray and Adira, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, like. Good job, Star Trek.
And especially like when I see the number of fans who share some of those experiences and they're talking about how much it means to them.
Totally.
And then I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh.
That's, I mean, as close as I can relate to that is them talking about depression and anxiety in this episode of Picard.
Exactly.
It hit so close to home. And you're like, wow. Yeah, they're talking about it. So now we're rooting for Renee Picard like crazy now, right? Like we barely know her. We're like, you fucking go to Europa, girl. Come on.
Yes. No fascist hellscapes, please.
Yeah, that's all Q. He knows what he has to do to get Picard to do the thing, but it's totally into self-interest.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited for the next episode. I feel like it's gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna get some good shit next time, I think.
Yeah.
Well, what's going to happen is the Picards are going to do the thing, save the day, make the discovery, restore the timeline, and then Q's powers will be restored, and then he'll be like, I'm all better, Jean-Luc. Now I can bother you for the next 100 years. Oh, God damn it, Q! It'll be like, I stopped the fascist, parallel universe, but now if Q's, he's restored to power.
Somebody said to me that, Agnes, if it is in fact Agnes in the mask, that somehow she is, by coming in and trying to take the power and like get control of the fleet, that it may be that she is trying to siphon the power to somehow get them back home.
Okay.
Or make something happen in the past.
Right. You think she's trying to stop it all from happening entirely so she does not become Borgified?
Oh, that's interesting too.
But I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I don't know.
Because they're trying to join the Federation, so I don't know. Maybe she's not trying to prevent it.
Right.
I don't know. Still a lot of questions at this point. It's giving birth to a hell of a lot of theories.
I know.
Which is fun.
I know. I love it. Oh, I did actually have one last thing. The even just the last time on Picard, because it showed again that hollow of whatever Soong it is. And it's Brent Spiner's voice saying a safe galaxy is a human galaxy. And I just, why him?
How does Soong tie into
him?
the fascist future? Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of overlooked that.
Yeah. Why is there a giant hollow statue of him saying that?
I feel like his research must have, without Q's help in the past with that magic bullet cure, his research must have gone to very unethical places, which helped bring all that horror show around.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe his daughter died and it broke him. So yeah, there's definitely some. Because this Adam Soong, he's like I said earlier, he's fucking driven, and if Corey died, maybe he'd be like, well, he just fucking goes nuts, and he's like, I'm gonna purify the whole goddamn universe to make sure no one has to die like this. I'm not gonna let aliens stop me. Fuck them too. I don't know. He's almost a tragic character, though. Like, I'm normally, like I said,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
normally kind of impassive or neutral about Soong characters. But yeah, this guy's, Brent Spiner's doing a great job.
yeah, because they usually have a lot more like, they're a little more.
Kind of pricks.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a difference right there. Is like the other Soongs are kind of, like they did kind of play God, but this guy, he doesn't want to do that. He's just trying to fucking save his kid. And if he's been able to do that, maybe he just it just washes out his morality, and he's just gonna do all this shit that he wouldn't have done before. I don't know. Another thing we need answers on.
Yeah, maybe if Renee brings that thing back, somehow that helps to helps him solve it somehow. And if she doesn't bring it back, he doesn't solve it.
We need a lot more information about this discovery.
We do need a lot more information.
So she has to go on that mission.
Damn it! All right, next week.
Picard didn't so much give me a quotable quote this week as far as mental health, but they addressed depression and anxiety directly. In fact, it's a major plot point with Renee Picard. So next week we'll likely see how Jean-Luc and the crew helps Renee believe in herself to carry out this Europa mission. I'm looking forward to this, but at the same time feeling guarded as to how it will be handled. I've got faith in the writer so far, and what I hope it will be inspirational and reaffirming and help the Renee character believe in herself. What I don't want is one of them monitoring her brainwave on a tricorder and say something to the extent of, oh, she's feeling doubt about herself, quick, go cheer her up, or something like that, which would only seem dismissive and reductive to a person dealing with mental health issues. But if I believe in nothing else in these shows, I believe in the decent humanity of Jean-Luc Picard, so I am awaiting the next episode with great anticipation. Come back next week and we'll talk all about it. Until then, Vince or Flynn, signing off.